All right, today I thought we'd play with the Behringer 112, the dual VCO module. Such a great little module for people getting started with Eurorack. I know when I didn't know nothing about nothing, which is almost where I'm at now anyway, but it just really helped to get this this module here, this 112, as a real simple oscillator. Two of them, in fact, two oscillators. So it's just really cheap and easy way to start to learn about Euroracks and synthesizers. I think it was only in Amazon.ca, so the Canadian version of Amazon. I think it was only like $120, and you can actually just start playing with just that module. You won't have a heck of a lot of fun because it's more fun with all the other stuff you can hook it to. But you could just have this dual VCO. And then a little speaker, such as the, say, the Yamaha HS5. Is that what that is? I got a couple more of them over here. My desk is so dirty. HS5. Yeah. So just that module and the speaker, and you could be blooping and starting to learn synthesizers in Eurorack. I lie, actually. You still need a sequencer or a keyboard, or in this case, this Arturia KeyStep 37 is a controller and a sequencer. I don't know if you can see that. So you do need to be able to control it. So let's just mess around with this thing and see where we get. So I'm just going to unplug a few things. So now I'm a beginner still. I don't know a lot about this stuff, but I aim to try to help. This video is aimed at people who are new to Eurorack, new to synthesizers, but also they just want to check out what this dual VCO can do. So this is part of a set for Behringer put out. It's supposed to emulate the Roland System 100, I think. So it's Behringer's System 100. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but you see that one's kind of like a dark gray. And so is this one, and so is this one, and this one, and this one. They're all part of a family. I think I've got more pieces of it over here too. I do. That's the sequencer, actually. This one here. But you could buy all the Roland System 100 pieces. I'm sorry, the Behringer, and make a rough emulation of the Roland System 100, which was the synthesizer in the 80s, I believe. But it's just a cheap way to get going at it. So there you go. Two oscillators for cheap. So like to show you here's the Moog Grandmother, which costs significantly more, and you get two oscillators. So this and this is this and this, if that makes sense to you. And over here on a different kind of synthesizer, Behringer's ARP clone, that's this and this and this. Those are all your VCOs, your voltage controlled oscillators. Over here on the Moog Mother, you just get one, which is basically this, the frequency. That's your oscillator. So I don't know if that's hooked up right now. It kind of sort of is. But anyway, what are we going to do here? Well, so your sound comes out, again, this is two. They're not hooked together internally at all. This is two. And they have three different types of synthesizer waves. They've got pulse, saw, and triangle, if I've got that right. I really should fact check myself here really quick. Again, I'm not an expert, but I wanted to get this video out. I'm just going to fire up. I have the manual open beside me here. Bear with me really quick. We've got the three types, which is pulse, triangle, or sawtooth. So what are we going to do here? Well, I'm going to put a patch or a lead. You're really new to Eurorack and synthesizers that are modular or semi-modular. This is a patch cable. Mono, I think they're 3mm or 1/8 inch, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the out. And you'll see that it's orange, so that we can follow the orange. And I'm right now I'm going into what we call a mult, but ignore that. We're going to go into the mixer here. So I'm going to go into channel 1 of my mixer. And I'm going to give it a little bit of volume. And you can kind of hear that. Now, where does the mixer go? Well, the mixer goes into the speaker down below here. Oh, so it literally is a mixer like you would think, like a DJ mixer or a mixer at a rock concert or a church, you know? So you're hearing this. So what can we do now? We could set the range in feet. That's really low. I don't know if the camera will even pick that up. The dog will pick that up. I don't know if the camera. Can you hear that? I wonder. Let's go to, is that 8 feet? See if the camera can pick that up. Well, let's go up to 4 feet. We're starting to be able to hear that with the camera. Now here's a pitch. Right? So, I don't know if... I'm screwing with these down here. It affects on how much modulation range you get out of it. I know that's confusing, but right now we're set up as easy as can be. Let's hear what the triangle sounds like. That's quite a bit sharper. Let's hear what the pulse sounds like. Give us some of this. So you can do just quite a bit with just that. Now, how can I change the pitch or play with a keyboard? Well, you see down here, this modulation input here is going to change the pitch. Like, let me play it like a keyboard. So I'm going to go ahead and take this purple one out of my keyboard. And I just pulled the knob right off my keyboard. We'll fix that later. It's in pitch. It's upside down, but the purple is in pitch. So the purple goes up here right now. We'll grab that. So I'm going to grab the purple from pitch. And it's not going to reach. So this is where I'm going to use my mult. What's a mult? Well, you see this straight line across? It means that anything I put in here is multiplied here, here, and here. So it's like a jumper, basically. So that's okay. So now I'm going to, because I have the mult, I can just take this green one. I'm basically just stretching the hydro wire across the poles here, if you know what I'm saying. So, and then into here. Okay, so we got the purple one comes out of the keyboard's pitch into the mult. The mult goes all the way across. The green one picks it up and goes in here. Now let's let the audio out. And now what do I get? All right, sounds like bees. Get some pitch here. It doesn't sound like I'm doing much, so let's increase the pitch. Let's increase how much I affect it. By increasing this knob, I get a full 100% control of the pitch. I'm going to play a little sequence. Come back over here. So that's the Arturia key step, playing a sequence into the mod, which is changing. Now, another thing we can do is I can get an LFO, which is a low frequency oscillator. It's another kind of oscillator. Where can I get one of those? Well, I happen to have one over here in the mother. So I'm going to come out my, that's the VCO, or that's the LFO square wave right here. So I'm going to come out with the LFO square wave. I'm going to put that in the pitch. I'm going to control my LFO. So So that's not doing so great for controlling the pitch. So let's go ahead and go back to letting the keyboard control the pitch. But we'll let this LFO, I want to make sure I got the right 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I do the LFO square wave, which is here. Let's let it control this modulation here. It's not doing it. What's happening is the LFO square wave coming out of this mother is going in here and modulating this right here. I think this is pulse width modulation. So now let's try something else. So I'm going to shut this up. Let's get the other oscillator going. So how would we do that? Well, we've got the out going to the mixer. So let's use another mult. So that we can mult these two guys together. So the out is going to go into this mult line right here. And we're going to get the other oscillator going with its output into this mult. So now what we need to do, we need to go from this mult down into my mixer. So we can do that with a little cable here down into my mixer. So now we're getting both oscillators. And you can hear them. The one's getting a sequence on this green cable and the other one's not. But I could put the sequence into the other one. Now, what if I wanted the Arturia key step to play its pitch into both of them at once? Well, remember the purple here is going into this mult, and then the green goes into the VCO1. So all we got to do is hook up another cable. So we'll allow the green to once again, come on, where are you, greenie? We'll allow the green to control number 1. But now we need another one from here. Which I got another one here somewhere. Or do I got to look up a longer cable? I got another purple. So we'll go from here with this purple. And we'll go over here. Now we're controlling both VCOs. Now the Arturia key step sequencer. And all this is some recorded key presses in a row. I could make it go faster. I can make it go slower. I could also change sort of the quarter notes, the 8th notes, the 16th notes. I could make them play in sequence forward and sequence backwards. The Arturia key step is really cool for that stuff. If you're new to Eurorack or synthesizers, I highly suggest you invest in one of these. You don't have to quite get the key step 37 if you don't want. It's a little maybe bigger and expensive than the base models. I grabbed this one because I wanted more keys, but I like the simplicity of the layout.